Special products. Now when we say products, I'm talking about the answer to a multiplication problem. So I'm multiplying these two binomials, okay? And how do I do that? I use the distributive property. Okay, so I'm going to distribute the x plus 7 onto the x and onto the 4. Hey, put the x plus 7 in yellow. Put the yellow onto the x, put the yellow onto the 4. So let's separate the x and the 4. And after x, you're going to distribute the x plus 7 onto the x. So we'll put the yellow here. Distribute the yellow onto the 4, so put the yellow here. Okay, now I have x times x. And then I'm going to have a plus, and I'm going to do x times what? 7. Then put your plus, this plus goes next. I'm going to do 4 times what? And then put your plus. Again, do 4 times what? What's left? 4 times 7. So now I have x times x. We have x times 7, which is, we have 4 times x, and then we have 4 times 7, which is 28. Now these two are like terms. They are like. And when you add like terms, you get a like term. So you have to write x squared because it's not like the others, okay? These two are the like. And when you add them up, you get another like term. The 7x, the 4x, and the 11x are all like terms. We got the 11 by doing 7 plus 4, and then bring down to 28. Now, that's the answer, okay, using distributive property. Now, let's look at the 4 parts. This one, this one, this one, and this one, okay? Go back to my original problem. All right, you had x times x right here, right? Those were my first terms, weren't they? So we get x squared by multiplying the first terms, right? Then next I have an x times 7. I'm talking about this x, and this 7. They are the outside terms, aren't they? So, the outside terms. My x and x are my first terms. The x and the 7 are the outside terms. Well, if these two are the outsides, then what is 4 and x? Look at the 4 and the x. Hey, if x and 7 are on the outside, then 4 and x, these two are on the what? The inside terms, aren't they? And the only thing left is the 4 and the 7, which, if you look at the x and x up here, x and x are my first terms, so 4 and 7 are my last terms. These two are the last terms. Going back, I have my first, the x and x. I have the x and the 7 for the outsides. I have the 4 and the x for the insides, and I have the 4 and the 7 for the last terms. And if you take that, just the first letter of each one of these words, it's F, O, I, and L. FOIL. So FOIL is a nice little trick some people use to multiply this special product here. The special product means we're foiling. But every one of them can be done with distributive property. Some people like distributive, some people like the FOIL. You figure out which way you like the best.